Procedure was a success. Enjoy your new arm.
Ah, this feels great! Hey, thanks, Doc. It's like having a real arm again.
Don't mention it. Now how are you intending to pay for this again?
Well, you see,
I'm joking. We know you can't afford that, and we know of your past. Relax.
Well, if I wasn't nervous then, I'm sure nervous now. But seeing as how you hasn't kicked me out and gave me the entire surgery, I assume you want something from me. So what is it?
I have two options. You either work for us or we make you disappear.
Well, that's ominous.
I'm not paid to care.
Unfortunately, I got another gig lined up, and they're a very powerful organization. You wouldn't want to cross them. I can assure you, anything happens to me, they'll be coming after you.
We know that was us. Just wanted to get you to come to us instead of hunting you down.
Well, crap, and I just walked into that like a sucker, didn't I?
Yup.
Alright, wise guy, seeing as how you had to trick me to come in here, I assume it's a job I'm not gonna appreciate. But I'm not an idiot either, so tell me what the job is. Well, look who it is. Come to laugh at my misfortune, did ya? Out of one slam into another. Well, I guess it's not all bad. I did get a new arm, but I lost a compadre in the process. Still don't know what happened to him, but I can only hope for the best. And hey, at least I'm getting paid, I think. Probably. I don't know what a D class is, but my biggest concern is that the fact nobody wanted the position, and they had to trick me to come in and to take the role. But for the time being, it seems safe enough. All I gotta do is read these files, record it, and then every now and then go to certain locations and stand in front of the camera as I rehearse from a script. So for the time being, I'll play along. But as soon as I get a chance to get out of here, you bet your tail I'm skipping town like last time. Till then, I got myself a file I'm supposed to read to you. The title of this file is known as SCP-606, or whatever the heck that is. Item SCP-606. Object classification, Euclid. Data classification under review. Special containment procedure. SCP-606 is currently housed of its own will in an unfurnished 20 meter by 25 meter by 8 meter cell at Site entrance to which is sealed by two 25 centimeter blast doors on either side of an airlock. No personnel are to enter SCP-606's containment cell except under controlled testing circumstances or with authorization from a staff member of level 4 clearance or higher. Standard positive action defenses, explosive, chemical, biological, and mimetic, are to be in place at all times according to standard operating procedures. Due to SCP-606's non-corporeal nature, no reliable security measures in case of containment breach have been developed at this time. In the event of such a breach, all personnel should refer to Plan ETA 6. Through use of mobile remotely operated device, SCP-606 is to be provided with an ordinary USB flash storage device containing no less than 2 megabytes of data every 12 hours. The data contained on the device is to be left to the discretion of SCP-606 supervisor, but text from classic literature or encyclopedias, movie clips, or audio files of historical speeches are ideal. In an emergency situation, this may be substituted with data in any form, such as print, compact disc, or videotapes. A careful record of all data provided to SCP-606 must be kept. SCP-606 should not be given repeated information except in emergency situation. No material pertaining to the Foundation or other anomalous objects should be provided to SCP-606 under any circumstances. Description: SCP-606 appears as a spherical mass of light, of variable size and intensity. Most commonly, it is approximately 85 centimeters in diameter and emits 220 candles of luminosity, but has been observed to grow up to 10 meters in diameter and emit over 100,000 candles. SCP-606 has also been observed to shrink to 4 centimeters in diameter, emit less than 0.5 candles. Despite its ability to emit large amounts of light, SCP-606 emits no heat. It does not appear to be composed of any form of matter, and it is able to pass through material barriers effortlessly. It is presently theorized that SCP-606 is an entity composed purely of knowledge or information, and information obtained from SCP-606 itself appears to corroborate this. Furthermore, SCP-606 appears to derive sustenance from information growing in both size and luminosity when provided with source of information to its aforementioned maximum size and shrinks when it is deprived of this. It is capable of feeding off large numbers of different sources, including digital devices, books, magnetic tapes, and living beings, which simply involves SCP-606 surrounding the object. This process does not appear to affect its source in any way. Oh good, but I'm still not going back in there, and you can't make me. Okay, please don't let me go back in there. Thank you. Digital media stored on flash drive is used in the maintenance of SCP-606, so the specific details as well as the approximate size of all information provided to SCP-606 may be easily recorded. The specifications for SCP-606's maintenance listed above have been formulated through both discussions with SCP-606 and prolonged observation. SCP-606 appears to hold a preference for classical literature, for example, and the given amount has been observed to keep SCP-606 at its normal size and luminosity. SCP-606 is sapient, apparently self-aware of all knowledge it has gained over its existence, and capable of intelligent communication. It accomplishes this by producing pure sine waves tones through an unknown mechanism. This has been refined through teaching SCP-606 a tone-based language system of the Foundation's own invention, which all personnel of level 2 or above assigned to SCP-606 are required to learn. Hey, what level am I? Classified, huh? What if I ask nicely? Okay, I get it. Calm down, jeez. Put that thing down before you hurt someone. Only joking around. If another sapient individual enters SCP-606's containment cell, it will attempt to enlighten them, to use SCP-606's own words. This involves SCP-606 moving to surround the being's head, or similar equivalent. This results in generalized tonic-clonic epileptic seizure for a period of 30 to 5 minutes, after which the individual lapses into a coma followed by death. Starting to realize why nobody wanted to take this job. Wait, how close was I to that thing? EEG monitoring of affected individuals during this process has shown a massive increase in activity of all brainwaves, particularly gamma and beta type waves. It is presently theorized that this is the result of SCP-606 attempting to transfer all the information it has gathered to the individual's brain through an unknown process, despite the normal human brain being unable to sustain the stresses of such a procedure. Results of interviews with SCP-606 have been mixed. Although it has previously deigned to answer some basic questions about itself and its history, any more in-depth questioning or questioning on the topics it possesses knowledge of inevitably result in a request by SCP-606 to enlighten the interviewer, and a refusal to answer further questions. Requests made to SCP-606 to refrain from attempting to enlighten without permission have been partially complied with. SCP-606 no longer tries to enlighten every individual it comes into contact with, but it has still sporadically tried to perform the procedure without prompting. For this reason, access to SCP-606's cell is restricted. SCP-606 was discovered by the Foundation on June 11th, in France, after a rash of missing person reports was brought to the Foundation's attention. Personnel subsequently managed to lure SCP-606 into a transport vehicle and transferred it to its current facility by offering it D-class personnel to enlighten. Mother, are you trying to inform me that I'm nothing more than a guinea pig? Don't play coy with me, I can read. I know what that pin says. Listen here, you son of a... Once its non-corporeal nature was discovered, SCP-606 was asked why it did not attempt to evade capture. It replied that it wished to see what would occur. As SCP-606 is able to pass through all forms of matter, it presumably stays in Foundation custody of its own free will due to the constant supply of information provided to it. Addendum 606-1. Complex communication with SCP-606 was made possible on February 4th, 2000, when doctors and completed their work on aforementioned tone-based language. Details of this language were transcribed onto normal written paper and left in SCP-606's containment chamber. An excerpt from SCP-606's first interview follows. Contact from a secure monitoring room over microphone. SCP-606 is capable of understanding human speech, and thus Dr. commentary is in English.
Can you understand me?
Yes,
How did you learn to do this?
I listen.
Could you tell us what you are?
I am the teacher.
Could you be more specific?
I am purveyor of knowledge. Enter this chamber, and I shall enlighten you.
I do not wish to do that at the moment. May I ask you some more questions?
I provide answers.
So, how old are you?
I am as old as is necessary.
Could you explain what you mean by that?
These sounds you have taught me are limited. I may only enlighten you directly.
How do you enlighten people?
I teach them.
Are you aware that this causes your students to die?
I do not call it death. It is the consequence of being inadequate.
What did you teach?
I teach all that I have learned.
Do you know who I am?
You are that which calls itself a human. Your fellows refer to you as Doctor.
Do you know what a doctor is?
It is your word for one who has been taught as teachers. In your own fashion, at least.
Can you teach me through talking to me?
I wish to enlighten you. If you do not wish to be enlightened, I have no use for you.
At this point, SCP-606 halted the interview and refused to answer further questions for some days from Dr. Subsequent interviews have gained little more information of significance on SCP-606 or the subject it claims to know about. Addendum 606-2. After reviewing the reports on 606, in particular excerpt 606 I'm becoming increasingly suspicious that the deaths of its students are not accidental. The possibility that it has some malevolent purpose, completely independent of its teaching, cannot be discounted. Yes, everybody says that it is just trying to teach people, but all we know is that it causes them to keel over and die. No solid evidence for its actual being what we think it is has been uncovered. We don't even have any way of stopping this dang thing.
Countermeasure research should be top priority for Sector in collaboration with the 606 staff group. A Keter upgrade must be taken into consideration. Dr. Major.
Well, that's all there was on the file. Guess this is my life now. Anyway, they told me to ask you, the viewer, to leave your recommendations on what files you want me to read next. Apparently it's some inclusive business practice jargon, or whatnot. Anyway, that's it for this video. Next time we see each other, hopefully I'll still be alive and not absorbed by a giant glowing volleyball. Till then, stay safe out there, don't take any jobs from a guy in a lab suit, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.